Right now, the 13th Shangri-La dialogue is underway in Singapore. The three-day event provides a platform for defense ministers and military officials from Asia and beyond to discuss all matters of security. CCTV's Miro is at the talks and joins us live with the very latest. Miro.
Hi, Ellen. Yes, the highlight of the first day of the Shangri-La dialogue or the Asia Security Summit is, of course, Japanese Prime Minister Shinze Abe's keynote speech. It was an unprecedented historical moment. During his speech, a room of defense ministers from somewhat almost 30 countries, military power heads, even Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, as well as his father, the father of modern-day Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew, was also there. Abe, during the speech, he pushed for a greater role for Japan in Asia security. He said Japan is going to adopt a more proactive approach in terms of to achieve peace and stability. Throughout his speech, he didn't mention a word of China, but everyone knows that all the audience is thinking about how is he going to address the dispute between Japan and China with some of the Southeast Asian countries. He made a pledge, actually, to Southeast Asian countries. He says Japan is going to offer his utmost support for these countries. In action, he's actually going to deploy 10 Navy vessels to the Philippines. He's also working with Vietnam to offer support. Take a listen.
Japan offers its utmost support for the efforts of the ASEAN countries as they work to ensure the security of the seas and skies and to thoroughly maintain freedom of navigation and freedom of flight. Japan intends to play an even greater and more proactive role than it has before in making peace in Asia.
When asked about the dispute of the Senkaku Diaoyu Island, Abe said there's no dispute, and he says Japan now actively controls these islands. I wonder how the Chinese delegates are going to take that message. As we know, the former foreign minister, Madam Fu Ying, was right there as an audience. In fact, before Abe's speech, she also made a speech, and she said that she personally, together with the Chinese officials, will listen carefully of Abe's speech. They want to hear the message. They want to know Japan's attitude towards history as well as its direction towards future. Take a listen to what she has to say.
My observation is that after he came to office, he did not show lots of interest addressing the Diaoyu Island disputes. Instead, he has made it out of it into a bigger issue. That is, China as a country is posing a threat to Japan as a country. He has made such a myth. And then with that as an excuse, trying to amend the security policy of Japan. That's what's worrying for the region. Then, Peter.
So, Miro, looking ahead, what's on the agenda for Saturday's meeting?
It's a tight, packed agenda for today, the second day. In fact, yesterday we've heard the views from the Japan and the China side. Today at 9 o'clock local time, the U.S. Defense Minister Chuck Hagel is going to give his keynote speech. So as we know, in the region we have 3 powerhouses. So we've already heard 2 other opinions, and today all eyes will be on the U.S. Back to you, Elaine.
All right, CCTV's Miro live in Singapore.